Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the moon, I am now a Sailor Moon fan. Okay, so when I was a young boy, the show was airing on TV. I don't remember where, but I'd catch bits and pieces of it. It was another one of those anime kind of in my youth that like I just kind of see parts of episodes, and then by the time I got to a certain point, then I would have enough of a grasp of what the hell was going on to be able to understand it. So, and I had some cousins who were big into it, and I had seen parts of the original series, and then R, and then S. With the original series, I saw enough to know who Nephrite was, and then I saw Zoisite. I watched some people die. I think I even watched the final battle with Queen Beryl, if I'm remembering correctly. Then with Sailor Moon R, I saw little bits and pieces here and there regarding Rini, Chibi Moon. And I didn't really know who the hell Prince Diamond or any of those characters were. I think I recall vaguely seeing some commercial on Toonami, I think even, showing Prince Endymion going gaga over Sailor Moon or something like that. I have no idea. I just said going gaga, non-ironically. What is wrong with me? Then I saw bits of S, followed that one relatively. I mean, I knew the overall arc of it was about Saturn and the professor, what's his name, and with the weird eyes, and I remember liking Mimette because I thought she was a funny kind of Team Rocket-y sort of villain. And then Super S, which, from what I understand, is the season that most people don't like, so what the hell else is new? Just like with Tenchi Muyo, I saw bits and pieces of Muyo and Universe, and then by the time In Tokyo came out, I was following it, and I was like, okay, now I'm going to follow it. I like Tenchi in Tokyo, and everybody's like, Tenchi in Tokyo is the worst one. I'm like, great, good, I can't win. Anyway, so I saw a lot of Super S, and I liked Tiger's Eye and Fish Eye and Hawkeye a lot. I thought they were funny, and I liked the sort of Monster of the Week premise with them in particular. That was really cool. And yeah, so I had enough of an understanding of it. And so flash forward to many years later now, earlier this summer, when, I had heard murmurings of man, someday some company in the U.S. will eventually crack the code of getting the license to Sailor Moon in the U.S., and eventually they'll do a new uncut English dub of it. And lo and behold, Viz managed to pull it off, and they did it in spades because, man, over the last day or so, a couple days or so, I just marathoned the first 23 episodes with its new English dub that Viz produced at Studiopolis with some of the best people in the anime world that do this for English dubs, I would say. And it was quite good. I've been excited about it for pretty much the whole summer. I've been following the episodes in Japanese, subtitled on Hulu. I went to the premiere of the new dub at Anime Expo earlier this summer, within the week that I moved here. It was pretty amazing. Getting to be in a room with hundreds of really hardcore fans of this one show, probably for years longer than I ever was really incredible. Feeling the energy of that. And I was even more excited to find out that a bunch of friends of mine are in the new dub. People I've worked with on Tome and people I've worked with in the anime world and things are all in the cast, and they sound amazing. So I guess this one I'm just going to talk about my general thoughts about the show. I had another kind of bigger topic regarding, Sailor Moon as a character and, kind of how, how she is still a very iconic and well-written female character, but I feel like I want to save that for later because I can make a separate video in and of itself, and also because I want to see more of the show beyond just the Dark Kingdom arc. But general thoughts about the show. So what I had been doing previously was I was watching the subbed episodes as they were coming out every Monday, and still are coming out. In fact, I have one today that I need to watch, which is the one about the hair salon, and then Tuxedo Mask is like, oh no, Tuxedo Mask is evil. He's the new bad guy we're going to be fighting a lot. So I have to watch that one soon. But yeah, what I've been doing is I've been watching them in Japanese, and then I've been watching the Deke original English dub of it, just kind of for shits and giggles. I will say, while we have a now superior and more faithful dub now, if anything, purely for that. I will say that the Deke version, especially of that first season, where like it was very heavily censored compared to the other stuff, as far as I know, wasn't as bad as I remembered. Still had a few decent performances in there. Certain scenes were handled pretty all right. In particular, the big scene with Nephrite and Naru was like, it actually made me cry again, because it made me cry the first time when I was watching it subbed, and I was like, wow, okay, they did this, and it was effective, even with your obnoxious Boston accent. I feel like, in particular, one of the reasons why I'm enjoying it so much is because of the fact that it's being uploaded on Hulu like 2 episodes every week. And so because of that, I feel like I'm enjoying it the way that you typically would enjoy an anime like that, where you're watching an episode every week. Because, like, DBZ was a case where, there were so many episodes and they would play on like a strip show where it was like, 5 a week on weekdays. But with Sailor Moon, I didn't really grow up with it in that way. So I'm experiencing it almost in a way that the Japanese did, with the exception of just having 2 episodes every week. And because of that, I feel like some of the monster of the week syndrome things that it suffers from, the things that it could very easily be faulted for, are kind of nullified a little bit in terms of like, I'm just kind of having a dose of it every week and just enjoying it for what it is. And I don't know. I don't know if that necessarily is a factor, but I don't know. It just the little one-off stories, except for when they have the more plot-centered things where they'll carry over into the next episode, which so far has been pretty rare. But the episodic kind of stuff has been really cool. It's I don't know. It's just all very enjoyable. I feel like it's an example that I kind of followed with Tome in terms of like trying to separate things off into like segments so that it could be, you could kind of determine it to be like, okay, this is the episode where such and such happens. Because despite it having a lot of filler, it's like with DBZ, you can't always make that determination like, oh, this is the episode where this part happened. Like, except maybe with Kai, because with DBZ Kai, it's easier to kind of figure that out. But with Sailor Moon, it's like, it's much more easy to just determine, oh, this is the episode where this character dies, or this is the episode with the photographer, this is the episode where they go to the beach party and there's the haunted mansion place or whatever, that kind of stuff. So that makes it fun to follow in that way. And I gotta say, too, again, I'll probably go into this more on another Kirblog about it, but I was having trouble determining which of the Sailor Scouts was my favorite, and I guess technically I can't definitively say that yet because I haven't seen the other ones come up yet. I'm interested to more purely experience Neptune and Uranus, because I know what the whole deal was with that previously. Curious to see more about Pluto. I know she kind of gets the shaft in the anime, but I guess I'll find out what happens with her really in Crystal. And Saturn is interesting. Mini Moon, I'm curious to see if I'll like more this time compared to how I did before. But I was having trouble determining a favorite because all of them so far have been really great, well-rounded, fun, entertaining, memorable characters. Moon is hilarious. Mercury's cute and fun and useful. Mars is really mean-spirited, but she's also really amusing and fun in that kind of way. Jupiter is goddamn adorable, and it's really hard for me to not just like her the most, but I'm trying to be objective at the moment. I know everybody loves her. And then Venus, I haven't gotten quite enough of a handle on her just yet. I know that there's some episodes that kind of go into her backstory with the Sailor V stuff and everything, so we'll see how that goes. I'll be curious to see more about that. But yeah, all of the scouts in particular, and Luna's great, and Naru is really fun too. I like her arc with Nephrite, and I almost said Negaverse. The Dark Kingdom subordinates and Queen Beryl, they're all entertaining. Luna's really fun. The episode with her being chased by the cats all over the place was one of my favorites. It was hilarious. Everybody, I haven't spotted a character so far that I don't like. If anything, there's just the characters that I don't have enough of yet to determine whether or not I like them. Is just because I want to know more about them. They're all interesting and fun. Even the little episodic, like one-off characters or whatever have been really cool. The 7 Rainbow Crystal carrier dudes have been interesting. I know they're going to come back later. And I got to say, by the way, just a little shout out. I mean, the whole cast in the new dub is amazing. And I'm not just saying this because he was on the show and because he's become a friend, but my God, Diskin is so goddamn funny as Umino, the Melvin-y geek guy or whatever. Because originally I didn't give a shit about the character. I was just like, oh, I remembered who he was, but I was like, whatever. And then every episode, every scene he's in, he just cracks my shit up every single time. I know he has like some kind of thing later on where like he and Naru get together. I don't know the full details of it, but I'm sure it'll be funny. So I'm just excited to see more. I'm excited to see like, you know, how the later arcs are going to go now and being treated more seriously. Like, I'm excited to see the stuff that I remember, you know, growing up with somewhat, and like, you know, certain scenes and certain episodes and certain characters or whatever. Like, it's going to be cool to see that now, both in Japanese and then in English again with a better dub, you know, and treated with, you know, the respect that it deserves, like not changing the same-sex relationships and not inserting stupid jokes and lines and dumb things, except for when you insert over 9,000 jokes. But then again, I can't not love that. So if any of you guys saw my vine about that. Anyway, so I'm just excited. I guess this was a Kirblog of just me being excited about Sailor Moon. I love the show. I'm like fully enveloped into it. I really enjoy it. And I'm excited to like become a bigger and bigger fan and get deeper and deeper into the show and the movies. And, you know, I read a bit of the manga. I got the first volume of the manga, and I've been watching a little bit of Crystal. I need to watch more of that at some point. Not trying to judge it too harshly yet. I know the animation is not amazing, but, you know, we'll see how it goes. So, I guess that's going to do it. So, thanks for listening to me go on and on about how much I like this show. Leave your thoughts about Sailor Moon. Have you watched the new dub yet? Do you like the old one? If you do, get out. No. No, it's fine if you do. Did you grow up with it? Did you watch the Japanese version like back in the day? Or are you just watching the Japanese version now? Or are you just getting into it? Share with me your experiences. Who's your favorite Sailor Scout? Who's your favorite Dark Kingdom man or woman? I don't know. Tell me all your things. Share with me your secrets in the comments. And if you have ideas for future Kirblog topics, I'm running out of steam here, clearly. Hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, or leave a comment about that here, too. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and favorite. Bye. She is the one. Sailor Moon.